Yo guys, welcome back with this new video. Today I want to talk about SoFi again because it is one of the positions that I want to build out the most through 2025. Same with AMD. At this moment, Palantir and Tesla are at the verge of satisfied with the position I have with it. Maybe I will pick up some more when the time is right and when the prices are down. I didn't have the amount of cash I wanted to buy some stocks where they were down, so I'm a little sad about that. But still, we are back with the gains we had before a little bit already. So yeah, today we are down 0.65% since yesterday. Yesterday was one of my best days in the stock market, but yeah, that is already past. Yesterday was very good. Today we started off in the first 50 minutes with a down of 0.64%. But I really don't mind because we were up yesterday around 6.5%. That's pretty much. So yeah, I wanted to talk about SoFi today. So, SoFi, let me take my script that I wrote about SoFi so you guys can enjoy all information I am giving you guys. So, let's start with SoFi, a leading player in the fintech space that's shaking up how we think about personal finance. So, this is where we will talk about SoFi, but potentially I also want to talk about a little of the macro news that came out yesterday on the 15th of January. Today we are the 16th of January. Like a PPI, CPI, also a ceasefire in Gaza. So that is something that I want to talk about. So, strong points. One of SoFi's key strengths is its ability to grow its user base. In Q3 2024, they added 756,000 new members, bringing the total to nearly 9.4 million a year-over-year increase of 37%. Their ecosystem is expanding rapidly, with financial services products growing by 50% year-over-year, highlighting their success in cross-selling. By the way, I probably think that they will hit 10 million members in Q4 of 2024, which will be provided to us, that information, by 27th of January. Then we have the Q3 financial performance. Financially, SoFi delivered strong results. Adjusted net revenue for Q3 came in at $575 million, up 25% year over year, beating analyst expectations. Adjusted EBITDA reached $96 million, showcasing their operational efficiency as they continue to scale. Lending remains a key driver, with personal loan organizations growing 38% year over year to $3.8 billion year over year. This compensates for slower recovery in student loan refinancing. Stock performance. SoFi stock price saw a 52% increase in 2024, demonstrating a strong investor confidence going into 2025. Then we have the path to GAAP profitability. They are at this moment profitable, but we will get a full on earnings sheet where they will be profitable for the whole year for the first time ever. So that's one big thing. And if they will hit 10 million members at the same time in that quarter, it will be a very big quarter. Plus, they will be growing still with other numbers like their revenue, for example. We also have the micro risks. Economic factors like higher interest rates could pose challenges for loan refinancing, but benefit SoFi's bank charter by expanding its net interest margin. I don't really mind macro risks with SoFi because we have had COVID, we have had also the student loans that was not needed to be repaid by the Biden administration at one point. At this moment, this is coming back, but that's a reason because SoFi has only gone up since all of that, since 2020, when they become public in Q1. They only have gone up since that time. So macro data doesn't really interest me for SoFi, except when it's actually really big. Of course, like the last month, it was tearing down the stock market pretty much. You see it in the chart right over here. But when the CPI and PPI came in good, SoFi just bounced back to their last highs, almost back at that 16 mark. So yeah, let's see where SoFi will be headed in the coming weeks. Also, when they have their earnings on the 27th of January. We have 442 shares of SoFi at this moment. I am pretty happy with my position, but I probably want to bring it to around 500 and 600 shares. And that's why I am a little bit sad that I couldn't buy a little bit more shares, because I didn't want to take too much of my savings into the portfolio. I have a strict rule that I don't take too much of my savings in the portfolio. I put in what I can put in, and if not, well, then I should have kept a little bit cash on the side for when it dipped. So yeah, I will be making a little update in the next video on how I will be making that a little bit different. So when the stock market goes down, I will always have some cash. So, regulatory landscape. Changes in fintech regulations or student loan policies remain potential headwinds to watch. Then, earnings call on January 29th. If I believe that is not true, and it will be January 27th. As I see January 7th, normally their earnings call would be also on the same date. So yeah, that is about their earnings call. Then we have some economic data like PPI and CPI. That's one of the big news factors in the last couple of days. So next, let's break down the US economic landscape through the lens of two critical indicators, the PPI and CPI. PPI in December 2024, the PPI rose by 0.2% month over month, and on a yearly basis it increased by 3.3%, slightly above expectations. This reflects rising costs for producers, which could impact pricing strategies. But of course, keep in mind that they expected 0.3% month over month for December, and it came in 0.2%. So in December, there was actually a slight increase in doing better. So yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. Year over year, it is higher than expected, but from December, we closed the year with actually a better month with the month over month expectations. Then we have CPI, the more important one of the two. The CPI also rose by 3.4% year over year in December, primarily driven by energy prices, while core CPI, excluding food and energy, climbed 3.5%. This signals persistent inflationary pressures. But also, that one was in December. It came in month over month, literally as expected, and the core CPI actually came down with 0.01% in the expectations with that. So we got 2.9% CPI in 2024 December. So that's also very good. It wasn't below expectations, but it also wasn't above expectations. So that's about CPI. These indicators highlight the Fed's challenge in balancing inflation control with economic growth, a key factor influencing the financial landscape in 2025. We also have a geopolitical update. Israel ceasefire. On the geopolitical side, the ceasefire in Israel has brought a much needed pause to the conflict. While this is a positive step, the situation remains tense. Impact on markets. Historically, tensions in the Middle East can cripple through global markets, particularly in energy. So far, oil prices have stabilized, but investors should remain cautious. Broader implications. Peace in the region could foster stability, but the fragility of the ceasefire means the situation requires close monitoring. This is probably one of the more good news titles, because Trump will also be in office, so I am very interested in what Trump will be doing with his first steps as president for a second time on the 20th in 4 days of January. So yeah, I am very interested in what SoFi will do. SoFi is pretty much in a very, very, very good position to make big and good gains. It is a stock that actually can double from here on to the end of 2025 with ease. Of course, if they give us a balance sheet with profitability for 1 year straight, we get also just another update for that chart just being going up like that. And of course, if their numbers just keep growing and growing and they give a good guidance, as normally always they do, then we'll actually have a pretty good start of 2025. And yeah, that will be a very important earnings. Also, SoFi always got up with earnings, and immediately an hour after that they dipped, and well, people took earnings. Now I believe that if SoFi can deliver good earnings and the stock price reacts to it with going up, and they don't go fully down like they always do, then the identity of the stock has changed rapidly and a lot. So that's very important. If the identity of the stock changes on that fact, when earnings drop and they go up and just an hour later drop, if that stops, then SoFi will have a very strong case going into 2025. So that's one thing. So yeah, that was actually a little bit of an update video with a little bit of SoFi. Also, I do believe that SoFi will be one of the better stocks this year, with a 106% increase from last year. It is a very good going stock at this moment. I don't see it going down. It held the $13 levels very good when the market was down. So yeah, I am very, very, very interested in what it will bring in the coming months, weeks, days, and also actually years. So yeah, don't forget it. If you want a more in detailed video about SoFi, go check my other videos, subscribe for more, like the video if you haven't already, and of course if you want to, and then thanks for watching. Bye.